This World MS Day, we come together from
our kitchen,
our lounge rooms,
our dining rooms,
our yards.
We connect for a common cause, supporting Australians living with multiple sclerosis. So we're so thankful that you could make it here tonight and that you've played a role in Be My Guest Meals for MS. I hope you've had a delicious and a wonderful time this May. In 2020, World MS Day is all about connections. And so now I'm really glad that we're joined by two Be My Guest Meals for MS event ambassadors, Matt and Gurdeep, who share a really valuable connection through the MS Peer Support Program. Matt and Gur, welcome along tonight.
Thanks, Aaron.
So you come from two different states and you've got two very different experiences of living with multiple sclerosis, but share quite an obvious friendship. Today we're really looking forward to hearing more about your involvement with the wider MS community. Matt, I understand that you're an MS peer support volunteer and you're also a mentor for other MS peer support volunteers and facilitate your own men's telegroup for people living across New South Wales, Victoria, ACT and Tasmania. So thank you for joining us.
That's all right. You forgot to add one of the New South Wales MS ambassadors as well.
Oh, fantastic.
But I've been doing this peer support volunteering for about 3 or 4 years now. And certainly over that time frame, I've spoken to lots of people at different stages of their own MS journey. I think it's important to know right off the top that no two MS journeys are the same. So therefore, the level of support from a peer support perspective can be completely different. I've had the fortune of having a chat to Gurdeep since October 2019. And over that time, we've really built up a very strong rapport. And it's clear to me the benefits of a peer support program such as this one that MS runs.
Fantastic. And Gur, as Matt said, you're new to our MS community, so you were diagnosed late last year, and you've obviously become a recipient of Matt's peer support. How's that for you?
It's been really interesting. You know, I didn't know Matt from anyone. Yeah, I had no approach to it. I didn't know at all. And then when I got in touch with him, he was just like, he was really good. We just got on really well. And he was really informative. So no, it was a brilliant thing.
It was a really pivotal time, I think. I mean, when Gurdeep and I first started to speak, it was only about a week or so after his diagnosis. I was diagnosed back in 2003. So what I was hoping to do out of the peer support program was help share my own experiences that might help Gurdeep as he was navigating his own diagnosis of MS.
And so I mean, recently it's been a bit of a strange time, obviously, for everyone. And for some people, it's kind of facing an uncertainty because we really don't know what's coming next. And I imagine that's kind of similar to what might happen when you're diagnosed with an illness like multiple sclerosis. So, Gur, what was your diagnosis experience like?
It kind of hit me like it was shell shock. I didn't know at all. And then when I was diagnosed with having MS, I was like, taken back. But what's really helped me is the whole peer support process within MS Connect. It's just been absolutely brilliant. Because like you're learning from people that have had MS for a number of years. So that effect that I had was just, it was really, really tough. But I've managed to get through it with like support from all of the guys.
Matt, how similar or different is that to your experience? Because as you said, you were diagnosed quite a long time ago, and I expect a lot has changed in 17 years.
Oh, I think it's come along in leaps and bounds, to be honest, Sarah. I mean, the support that's available now is completely different to when I was diagnosed in 2003. I think I got an information pack about what's MS, and that was about it. There was no official peer support program that I was made aware of back then. And I guess it's only been the last
So for people at home who may not have, been part of a peer support program before, are you guys able to explain what is the MS Peer Support Program? What does this offer? What do you deliver as a volunteer, Matt? And what do you get out of it, Ger, as a support recipient?
Sure. So what I offer, as you said right at the start, I do a monthly telegroup for other guys, particularly with MS, across multiple states of Australia. And I think what that helps to do is to provide a support platform for people who might be geographically or socially isolated. And in these current times, I think that's even more important. I get a lot of value out of a lot of personal reward and satisfaction out of providing some knowledge and experience to others on their own MS journey. I think one of the important things for me is about empowering those who I'm providing support to go and find out more information to help them understand their own diagnosis. I'm not a medical professional, so I can't offer a medical opinion, but I can help try and direct where people should go and look for more information. And then it's up to them as to what information they go and seek out. What do you think, Ger?
Yeah, I completely agree, Matt. And I don't really feel comfortable saying this to you, but honestly, mate, when we first met, I had no idea that our weekly calls would be where we are at the moment. Yeah, so that support that I've got has just been unbelievable. It really is. I mean, like there were times when I just did not know what I was going through, or what's going to happen, or where to go to for information. But yeah, which was, I feel kind of like blessed that we got talking.
And so that first connection between you guys, was that a phone call or an email? How does that work out?
Gurdeep was referred to the peer support program to me through the MS peer support team. And that was a referral, I think, through the broader MS Connect service that's available. And then it was a bit of a background information about Gurdeep and his circumstances. And then a phone call. We've had it started out as sort of once every 2 or 3 weeks. Now, as Gurdeep said, it's every week. We've had a few video calls as well in the current environment, but we find it's probably a bit easier over the phone.
And so, Ger, what did it feel like after that first connection for you? Was it relief?
Yeah, kind of. Initially, I just did not know what to expect. But, as I keep on saying, it was like absolutely paramount. Like some of the information that Matt was actually giving me, I mean, essentially, he's been there. He knows, yeah? And some of the support that he's given me, it's just been unbelievable. I can't express into words, but, just like even simple things like how to circumnavigate like the NDIS and, where to go to for different sorts of support, I would have never known unless, unless we had this telegroup.
Moment, I guess people have this really heightened sense of what geographic or social isolation means. It's kind of head of the news lately. And a lot of people are, have this new insight into feelings of being disconnected from others. For some people, that's a feeling that's amplified now, given the circumstances. Matt, in your experience as an MS volunteer, how valuable do you think peer support groups in general are for individuals who might be experiencing different types of isolation at different stages of their journey?
To be honest, I think it's absolutely critical. Often that might be the only point of contact that a person has with a peer support person. They mightn't have a family or a close family support network around them. They're going through this sort of diagnosis themselves, or they're trying to think, okay, well, I'm the primary breadwinner. All of a sudden, what am I going to do about my family? Has an impact on my job? Can I still drive? Can I still do things for myself independently. And there's lots of questions that people have. And I think it becomes even more important, as you said, I'm in New South Wales, Goodip's in Victoria, and we can't just go nip down the shops for a cup of coffee. We have to do it remotely, and I think that becomes even more important in the current time.
And are there opportunities for peer support members to get together physically?
I believe there are a lot of face-to-face peer support groups as well that I've been made aware of, and they can either be coordinated through MS Connect directly, or people might decide, look, let's just go and have a catch-up independently of that process. For me, as I said, given I'm in New South Wales and I'm speaking to other people across other states, a physical face-to-face catch-up is not really practical or feasible. So for me, the phone-based or video-based catch-ups is a great way of doing that.
And Ger, how do you find those catch-ups via, technology, especially at the moment?
Absolutely critical. As I said, Matt and I, we talk weekly, and it's just absolutely paramount. It's kind of like a lifeline. So he's been through it, and it's just an opportunity for me to get all those questions that I have in regards to what I've got, like in terms of MS. So it's absolutely brilliant.
Look, by listening to your story, it's obviously clear how vital you both see the services that MS delivers as being, and I know that we often say that the reason that the organisation exists is so that no one has to face multiple sclerosis alone. And I guess your story really highlights that by connecting in with the organisation, you were able to feel this really tangible experience of not being alone. I know that for many people, the first point of contact with our organisation is actually through the MS Connect service. Is that something that both of you used after diagnosis?
It certainly was for me, because I just had no idea, but it was almost like a lifeline. Once I started getting in contact with MS Connect, it's almost a go-to place now. So I'll just typically end up like calling MS Connect for kind of like most things. So it certainly is for me. How about you, Matt?
Yeah, I think the nature of services or the offering of services has changed quite dramatically over the last 17 years since I've been diagnosed. I can't recall exactly all the types of services that I utilised back then. I think it was quite a basic range of services back then compared to what it is now. If you think about the availability of technology, the different platforms that are available, the nature of experts that are now engaged as part of MS Connect to provide support for people through the diagnosis, it's chalk and cheese. It really is.
So, Ger, when you picked up the phone and called, what did you actually expect would happen out of that phone call?
Actually, Erin, I didn't really have any expectations. I knew that I was going through something. I didn't think that there'll be other people that would understand my journey, but I was like really pleasantly surprised, to be honest. I got in touch with Matt, and initially, I think how we were paired together was kind of like brutally. Matt's into kind of like working out and stuff like that, or he tries. And then, obviously, I do. So, and they kind of patched this together, and sort of like initially, like the conversations weren't frosty, were they, Matt? But we didn't have much in common, but apart from having MS, but then it just built over time, I suppose.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the key elements, Aaron, behind the importance of the peer support program is you have to build up a level of trust with the person you're providing support to, so they know what you're going through. And then over that time frame, you build up a certain amount of rapport. So we give each other heaps about the aerial ping pong sports he likes down there in Melbourne. He gives me stick about the coffee in New South Wales. But we have a good laugh, and that's the important thing, having a sense of humour is really important to help deal with this sort of thing, which otherwise can be quite a devastating diagnosis for someone.
Absolutely.
So it's clear that, you know, services like MS Connect and peer support have really made a tangible difference in your lives, and they're two of the services that we speak a lot about in the fundraising space, through our community fundraising grassroots initiatives, meals like Be My Guest, Meals for MS, and even at events like Walk, Run, Roll, the Gong Ride, Mega Swim. You know, we try and convey to our participants so that they can then convey to their potential donors that these services are really valuable and they're making a difference in the lives of so many people. So I thought maybe to close off, would each of you have any message that you'd like to share with our wonderful community fundraisers and donors about their efforts, which, you know, help us to continue to deliver connection services like these?
Over to you, Cooke.
I just know, like, from my own perspective, and Matt, look, I really appreciate you passing it over to me, mate. That is just such a generous thing for you to do. However, I just think it's critical. Yeah. I just like, from my perspective, I didn't know anything about this. Yeah. I didn't want it. I was diagnosed with it, and you know, it's been a bit of an uphill journey, but around me are really, really good people. I have great doctors. I've great, like, the connections through MS Connect is just invaluable. I can't say it enough. So, yeah, I mean, I just like the support that you get from the MS Connect team is just really good.
I think my message would be that in these uncertain times, the fact that fundraising can be going towards a peer support program, particularly to help support people who might be geographically or socially isolated, is not only greatly appreciated, but I think is absolutely essential to help people deal with, which is otherwise an invisible disease.
Yeah, so true, and I think people come to events or join up to campaigns, especially fundraising campaigns, with you know, different motives. Some people really enjoy the activity, and some people, you know, the fundraising is paramount, I guess, because they've seen the value that these services can give. So hopefully through our conversation tonight, we've been able to share your story, you know, with people out in the grassroots, our participants in Be My Guest, Meals for MS, and hopefully it encourages people to give of their time, to give of their money, and to really be proud of what MS delivers to Australians living with multiple sclerosis. So to both of you, Matt and Gurdeep, thank you so much for sharing your story with us, for giving us part of your time this World MS Day. We hope you've had a chance to have a meal for MS and enjoy a delicious treat over this weekend, and thank you so much for being a part of this first Meals for MS campaign. We've loved sharing your story with the community, and we really appreciate it. So thank you, guys.
You're very welcome.
That's a pleasure.
Tonight we have Alyssa from our MS Connect service joining us. So Alyssa, thanks for taking time out from your Meal for MS to speak to us about MS Connect today.
No worries, thanks.
So people are hosting Meals for MS all around the country, and the theme is connection. And so we thought that it would be a great opportunity to chat to you and to find out what actually is MS Connect. Is it a phone line? Is it more than a phone line? And what kinds of stories do you have about the value that these kinds of programs deliver to the MS community?
Yeah, so we like to think that we're a bit more than just a phone line. So I guess we're a team of really passionate people, and we're trained and have experience in understanding MS. So, I mean, generally we're kind of the first point of contact for people when they're contacting MS. whether it be someone who's been newly diagnosed or just looking for information on treatments or medications or services. And it could even be, you know, family members, friends, health professionals. So I guess we are the friendly voice on the other end of the phone.
And I hear that with all the changes that have been happening recently, you're also using technology a lot more for the MS Connect service. So what are the different ways people can use to get in contact with you?
Yeah, so I think it's a real strength of ours that we're able to use a lot of different ways for people to contact us. So we can interact with people in a few different ways. So over the phone, people can call MS Connect on our 1800 042 138 number from 8 a.m. till 6. They can contact us via email, also via live chat. So if they go onto our website, it pops up in the corner and they can have a chat, and you're actually chatting with our MS Connect team, so actual people. And another way is also online via our web form. So if you go onto the website, there's a way on there for you to send through information to us or questions, and we can get in contact with you whichever way best suits you.
Fantastic. So you mentioned before that people have a range of backgrounds that are working there at MS Connect and can answer all different types of queries. So what types of people are working there in MS Connect?
We've got a really multidisciplinary team. So, I mean, I am a social worker by background. So I've worked with MS Connect, but also in our social work advisor role. So, you know, we have social workers, we've got people who have previously worked in NDIS as well, psychology backgrounds, community service backgrounds. So lots of different backgrounds we have in our team.
And so if someone calls MS Connect with a specific query, how are you then able to direct that to different parts of the organisation? Because I know that there's a lot of different allied health professionals, people that are familiar with MS in the workplace or the NDIS. So you're a bit of a triage system. So can you chat to us a bit about that?
Yeah, so I mean, as I said before, we're kind of the first point of call. We're usually the first contact. So we have a lot of knowledge of all of the different services at MS and even outside of MS as well, that we can help to link people with. So when they get in contact with us, generally it is over the phone, or, you know, a health professional might do a referral to us, and we're then able to link them with multiple things often. So for example, somebody might be newly diagnosed, give us a call, and we can then link them in with our wonderful webinars, or a referral to peer support, or if they're wanting to access NDIS, to the engagement team. So we can offer, I guess, lots of different services and guide them from one point, which is really helpful. We're, I guess, a bit of a gateway service for support and information.
Fantastic. So we just heard from Matt and Gur, who are our Be My Guest Meals for MS event ambassadors. And Gur was diagnosed late last year, and he said that to him, he sees MS Connect as a lifeline. He didn't know what to do. He called that number, and the world has kind of opened up to him. This must be a story you hear often.
Absolutely. So, you know, daily we get calls from people who are newly diagnosed, or even from carers or family members who have somebody who's newly diagnosed. And it can be really confronting and really hard for people to, I guess, get their head around a new diagnosis. So, I mean, we hear it so often that, you know, I just didn't know what to do, or nobody understands what I'm going through. And so I think, you know, that's one of the things that we can absolutely help with. And as I said, you know, we speak with people daily about MS, and we understand, and that's what we're here for, I guess.
So for you personally, what do you love about working in the MS Connect team?
Sorry, Erin, I didn't hear that one.
Oh, no worries. I said for you personally, working in the MS Connect team, what does that mean to you? What do you love about it?
I think I love that I get to speak with so many different people every day about so many different things. So, I mean, I could take one call and it's somebody who's newly diagnosed, and we can have an in-depth conversation around, you know, what we can help with, and just, you know, seeing what it is that person's needing at the time. And then we can get a call from someone that's been diagnosed for a long time and they're calling because they want to link in with a different service, or you know, there's just lots of different I guess opportunities through MS Connect.
Yeah, so I mean, everything's a bit different, and Matt was telling us before that everyone's lived experience of multiple sclerosis is different. So
Absolutely.
I imagine just the huge variety of communication that your team has, and you must have kind of seen it all. Something else that we wanted to chat with you today about was the fact that we, when we're doing fundraising, often talk about the vital support services that fundraising enables us to deliver to people living with multiple sclerosis. And you've mentioned too that we've already heard about today, they're the MS Connect team and the MS Peer Support. Why do you think these services are so vital for the community?
I think they're really vital because it's a way of forming connections. So I guess for people with MS, at times they're feeling vulnerable and feeling like they're alone. They can call MS Connect, and, you know, even if it's just for a chat, and be linked in with other services and supports. As you said, you know, people are calling and being linked in with peer support. So it's not even just about being linked with professionals, it's about being linked with peers as well. So I think it's really vital that we have our MS Connect service, because, you know, we are a bit of a lifeline, as you said before, in getting supported and connected with the MS community. So yeah, I think it is really important. We have so many different services, as we've said, and it's hard to kind of go into all of them in a short time. But, you know, I think that it's really important that MS is there to form those connections and the supports for people with MS and their families as well.
Very true. So if you had one message for our participants and our donors today on World MS Day, what would that be?
I guess thank you. Thank you so much, because I guess without your support, we wouldn't have MS Connect, and we wouldn't be that voice on the other end of the phone to help people when they're really in need and when they're really needing that support. And I guess thank you, because thanks to you, it means that people aren't going through their MS journey alone.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing with us. It sounds like you really love what you do, and it's so important. So you mentioned that anyone can give that number a call. You don't have to be diagnosed with MS. You may just want to understand it a bit more and be able to support someone else. So what's that number people can reach you on at MS Connect?
So it's 1-800 042 138, and we're there from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. Monday to Friday.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for joining us, Alyssa.
Thanks so much for having me. I hope you're enjoying your dinners.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
It's time to scan the menu. Check out these great images from other Be My Guest Meals for MS participants, painting the town and their plates red to celebrate World MS Day 2020. Now for an exciting surprise addition to our Meals for MS menu. With the Olympics and Paralympics currently on hold, MS event ambassadors and all-round champions Carol Cooke and Brad McGee are still hungry for success. So we've put their competitive juices to work in our first ever Meals for MS Champions Cupcake Cook-off. That's right, Brad and Carol will be trying their hand at red velvet cupcakes for World MS Day, and you can vote for the winner. Head to our MS event socials to check out the cupcakes and then place a donation on the Meals for MS donation page of the champion you think should win. The champion with the most donations by 4 p.m. on Friday the 5th of May will claim victory in our first ever Meals for MS Champions Cupcake Cook-off. So head to the socials and our website and get voting.
Hi, my name's Carol Cooke. I'm an ambassador for MS. I'm the founder of the 24-Hour Mega Swim, and I take part in the Gong Ride every year. This year, World MS Day is May 30th, and I've been set a challenge to compete against Brad McGee in regards to baking cupcakes. Now, we've been told that we both have the same mix, which is the red velvet cupcakes. And so this will be the proof that I've done it. I'm really hoping that Brad is doing his own and not having his wife or daughter cook them. Anyway, as I said, World MS Day is May 30th. And it's really important. The theme this year is connection. And especially in this time of COVID-19. You know, we're told about social distancing, but I think it should be called physical distancing because social connection is so important in any form that it can be, but by staying, you know, a proper distance away from people. I think I've been more social in the last couple months online than I've ever been. So this is the challenge for today, cupcakes, and we'll see how it goes.
Hi, I'm Brad McGee. Welcome to my house, my kitchen. Not normally used to cooking cupcakes. This is the MS, Meals for Champions Cupcake Challenge. I'm going head to head with Carol Cooke. Carol, I'm sorry, foregone conclusion. Get ready for it. You're losing, second place, winner. Right, cupcakes. How hard can it be? Yeah, no, that's Brad. Yep, thanks. Yep, calling back. Yes. 12 cupcakes, thanks. Red. Yep. Delivery date. Well, what do you mean date? Today. I need them now. 12. You can't do it. Seriously, you can't do it. All right. Thank you. I'll probably call back later. Thank you. Social connection is important for us all in these current times. But in particular, as we acknowledge World MS Day, just think about those that actually fight MS on a daily basis and the feeling of self-isolation. So, my bit, my way of putting in, let's raise some funds, let's beat Carol Cooke, let's cook these cupcakes. Only problem is, I've never cooked, I've never baked. How hard can it be? Right, we've got 2 eggs, we've got some milk, butter, we need a pan. Got a pan. Right. How hard could this be? Carol, you got nothing.
Put all the ingredients into my bowl, and I am just about to use the beater and combine it. So I've ended up with the batter in the cupcake tray, and they're just about to go in the oven. And it'll be interesting to see how they turn out. Red velvet, red for MS, and again, don't forget our MS theme for this year for World MS Day is social connection. So hopefully I'll be able to share these with a few people, social connecting. So in the oven they go. For 20 to 25 minutes. And we'll see how they go. And then it's all about decorating. I'm not sure how Brad's going to decorate his. And I don't know if you know Brad, but Brad's an Olympic cyclist. Was an Olympic cyclist. He's now head of the cycling program for the road program for Cycling Australia. And so I'm not sure how good he is at decorating. He's good at delegating and he's good at telling his athletes what they should be doing, but can he decorate? We'll see.
Easy if I could use my legs.
So I'm very excited. My muffins are done. They look lovely. They smell even better. And I'm just waiting for them to cool so that I can then do my icing, which I have decided to go double color. So I do have a surprise which I'm hoping will work out. That's in the oven right now. And hopefully I'll be able to add them to the muffins on the top, and we'll see. I'm praying it works out. I've never done it before, so we'll see what happens. Wonder how Brad's going. Good thing we aren't doing this live, because then he could see what I was doing in my surprises. So yeah, wonder how he's going. Best of luck, Brad, but I think I might beat you.
Right, now, I'm sure all those lumps is because it must be is it a rustic mix? Rustic, yeah. Lumps are good. Okay, so next step is divide this into 12. Yep, 3 by 4. Cupcake, oh, hang on. What about, do you need to, I'm sure in baking you've got to line, do you have to line it? Or will it get stuck? Ensure butter or margarine is soft, as this will result in a smoother batter. Yeah, no, that's fine. It's good. It's good.
So I've just finished icing my cupcakes. Let me see if I can get that turned down. And I did something different than I was going to do, and hopefully I don't drop these. Anyway, don't know if you can see them, but actually I'll hold one up. So I've gone with red and white theme. And I still have a little surprise that goes on the top of them.
Right, so I found a bit of red stuff for the icings, coming together really nice, and probably a couple of sparkles. But as I'm doing it, I'm noticing that there's these things. Now, I'm curious what they're for. I mean, I've eaten cupcakes, and I must admit, they've always been included, and mine don't include these, but I'm sure it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Carol, you got nothing. You got nothing, Carol.
And I still have a little surprise that goes on the top of them that are cooking right now in the oven, and hopefully they'll be ready shortly, and I'll let them cool down and I'll put them on top, and then you can see exactly what I've done. They smell good, so hopefully they taste good. Hey Brad, how are you going? Hope you're doing okay. Really do hope you're doing okay. But I still think I'm gonna win this.
Just give me a second. Yeah? Yeah. Okay, so at this stage in the competition, right, let's get a bit of a clean area here. Yeah. I'm going to rely heavily on the way that these taste. Okay, what are these things? Because presentation, probably not what I was after.
Dad, maybe in your hand first and then put them on.
Thank you. Thanks, Ross. Oh, finally. Was that helping? Wasn't helping. It was just a suggestion. My love! Help! No, don't help.
Oh my God.
No, everything's fine. It's fine.
I don't know about this.
Just in time for the unveiling, the tasting. It's all about the taste. It really is. It's all about the taste. Okay, so what we've got here, I'm just going to do a little bit of sprinkling. Okay, here we go. Right. Got to admit, doesn't really work out the way I'd envisaged it. But I've got a few people here. We're ready for the tasting. Yeah, Carol, remember? All about the tasting. Yeah? Okay.
I've just started decorating, and I'm going to film this because I think that Brad will probably say I didn't do it, because it's actually working out well. So I'm taking my little meringues and I'm writing on them. And the first one I tried didn't work out that well. That's why I made extras. And so I really hope that people will get online and donate to me so that I can win this challenge with Brad. Because I think it's, number one, really important to raise awareness for MS, but also really important to raise funds. You know, it's been such a bad time with COVID, and we've had to cancel, MS has had to cancel so many events. A lot of the mega swims that I was founder of, well, they've all been canceled, and we're still not sure what's going to happen with the Gong Ride. So, you know, that's a huge amount of money that MS is losing out on. So please support this, even though it's only minor. It's a good way to try and raise some funds. I'll show you the finished product when I'm done, but I just wanted to show Brad that I was actually doing this. So they're done, and I'm really impressed. There is my cupcake with a little meringue on the top with MS written on the top of it. So really happy with how they turned out, and hopefully you'll see part of this video online with a link and a picture of the finished product to help support MS for World MS Day on Saturday, May the 30th. It's all about social connecting. So thank you for watching, and hey Brad, how's it going? I hope not as good as me. So I'm really happy with mine. See ya, everybody.
Nice.
All right, here we are. Proof is in the pudding. So I've been able to acquire some of Carol's cooking, and of course there are my own, what would you call them?
Delicious. Delicious.
So I've been able to get hold of 4 random strangers off the street. Are you all random strangers? Just
Yes.
nod.
We do not know
And
you.
you're here of your own accord?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay, good. So here we have item number 1. Item number 1, just with your eyes closed. Yep, there you go. Perfect stranger. There you go. Take 1.
Thank you,
Perfect
stranger.
stranger 2. Thank you. Yep. Perfect stranger number 3. Yep. Just find the cupcake.
They feel a bit
Right,
dry.
that's all you, yeah, they feel a bit dry. Don't they? This is item number 1. Thank you. Perfect stranger number 4. Okay, so please try item number 1. Blind testing. Just have a little bite.
Rubbish.
Item number 1. How's that going down there for you?
Bit dry. Very
Bit dry, is it? Yeah. Okay. Well, look. Let's not.
Rubbish.
Let's not call it. Okay. Are you ready for item number 2?
Uh-huh.
All right. Item number 2.
We take this back one. Yeah.
Yep. Just pump it down there. Perfect stranger. Thank you. All right. So here we go with item number 2. There you go. Perfect stranger. There you go. How does that look?
It looks so delicious.
Yeah, that's good.
Wait,
there
are
you
we
go.
allowed to open our eyes?
No, definitely eyes closed.
Then why'd Mum say it looks delicious?
It looks so tasty.
Dude, I can't pick it up.
Oh, so
Are we allowed to
pretty.
try
There you go. Perfect stranger number 4. All right. So item number 2. How's that go?
Oh, so pretty. I love the decorations.
Moist.
Oh, this is definitely the best
Yeah.
one.
All right. Quickly, how's it go? Item number 2. Item number 1.
2.
2 here.
It's definitely a 2.
2.
Nice.
And
2.
perfect stranger number 4 says 2. All right. I think it's convincing. There we go, Carol.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. Yum.
To shine a light on World MS Day, we've done just that, and landmarks across Australia are going red to show their support for MS. Let's check them out. By taking part in Be My Guest, Meals for MS, you can get more than a full belly and that warm fuzzy feeling of knowing you're helping Australians living with multiple sclerosis. You can also win some great prizes, like from our meal partner, Dynamic. Dynamic's mission is to make Australians healthier, one meal at a time. Dynamic creates chef-prepared and nutritionist-approved ready-eat meals that are healthy, delicious, and nutritious. Made in a 100% carbon-neutral kitchen and packaged in eco-packaging that reduces 20,000 tonnes of plastic per year, Dynamic is both better for you and better for the planet. Raise $300 by close of business Friday, 5th of May to go into the draw to win.
From my kitchen to yours.
From my lounge room to yours.
From my dining room to yours.
From my yard to yours.
Thanks for doing it for MS. Your participation in Be My Guest Meals for MS will change lives. Bye.